morning. Welcome back to my channel. This is Nana Kay here for the Altar Book Nook. We are continuing to work on our Fuchsia Dreams signatures that we have completed, or the signatures we have done. If you have missed any of the 4 videos that's been done, we've done the introduction, which you can see in our playlist. We did the pockets out of the recipe cards already. So go back and catch up on those. Pockets made with recipe cards. We did the mini 5-pocket mini fold or mini flip here with the tags. All these made with the Fuchsia Dreams kit by Nana Kay. And today we're going to continue and we're going to do the double page trifold. I'm not sure what page we're going to put that in. Let's take a look and see where we want to put today's project. Let's see. We're going to work towards the back to give it some balance here. I don't know what I have that paper clip in there for. Not sure. Take a look. Don't know, so we'll take it off. Maybe it was an accident. Okay. I kind of like this lavender page here. Let me see how that's going to look there. Yeah, I believe I like that. So that's the page we're going to add this to. Well, now I'll paper clip it because that's the page we're going to add this project to. We'll set the signature aside a minute and let me go over what we're going to do today. What we're going to do is make the tags. I've got the tags pre-prepped. So we're going to make the tags to go to this set, and we're going to make the actual binder that it goes in. Again, I call this a double page trifold. Now, this trifold is a little bit unique for me because it has 2 ways it can be folded. I'm going to glue it down here. So it can be opened up and fanned out just like that to show you all the pages that are available. It does give you 5 pockets again, and I've added a mini book to it. You got your tags, your pockets, tags and pockets, and once it's opened up, you have a flip here. And this is a beautiful journal card with just a little saying underneath. And then, of course, the very front of this one had a pocket with a tag in it. The other way it can be folded is actually a Z fold. It can come over and it can fold like this. And when it's opened, it can be opened this way. This becomes your front. Your book's your next thing, and this. And then you fold it back and open it the other way. And this being the back that's glued to the page. Now this book, this little pouch also, when you get it done, can be actually added like the other one I showed you before. And we'll show you in the signature. You can actually decorate this back page and then slide it into the book this way. And when you sew in the signature to your main journal, you actually sew this edge here, but then it's completely attached and part of it's on one page and the other side the other page. So you see this, and you can even change the flip again. Same thing, change the flip. So there are two ways to fold it and several uses for how you can put it or attach it into your journal. And that is up to you. That's the unique thing about some of these projects that we all do here is there's just a lot of ways to utilize them and use them. It can also be just completely put together this way and just put into decorate this side and put it into a pocket inside your journal. But this one is made to attach by gluing this right here, this portion here, and then this additional tag will slide in, so behind it. So that's our project today, so let's get started. If you hear noise going on, we're having a roof put on the house that's on the premises, and my little dog is not happy about people being at the home, so he is in the background, and every once in a while he'll decide to bark. I'm going to swallow my drink. Excuse me, but I had to have a swallow to keep talking. Okay, what you're going to need today. You're going to need some ephemera cutouts to decorate with. And actually in the kit, there are 4 pages of cutouts. So you can do those, or you can just find your own. You're going to need corner tabs, which we have in the kit. I think it's in the kit. You're going to have little inspirational tags. And I have used a lot of little tags from Angela Kerr, her little sayings. Well, they're not her sayings, but they were on tags that she had. And then I've got some more ephemera of butterflies, birds, different decorations. And, of course, you're going to need your tag bases. And you can actually get the double-page trifold tag set on Etsy for $2. If you're not, you can cut your own and we'll get the project going. For those of you who know how to cut your own tags, that's not a problem. Oh, excuse my big hand in the way. Okay, and then, of course, some ink. So I think that's the things you'll need. As we go along, if I find something else that you're going to need, I will tell you. Okay. You're going to need an 8.5 by 11 a sheet of double-sided paper. I'm using 28-pound brochure paper because it gives me a good strong paper. This paper will be folded a lot, like you saw in the different folds in there, so you want a good strong paper. And you're going to fold it up first to get you a pocket. Now you can do it. I do mine 2 inches. You can go higher if you wish, depending on how large you want your base to be. But mine's at about 2 inches, maybe 2¼ inches here. Okay, that's your first fold. Then your next fold is to fold the paper in 3/4. Okay, the way I did that on a piece of paper is I just start pushing the paper together until I get close to the center, and then I just keep regulating till I can get my paper even, and then I slowly press down like this to get my 3s. Or you can actually go in and take your mat or your ruler and measure. Now this one at 8.5 by 11 is done at, it looks like approximately 3.5. It's a little bit more, so that would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 5/4, 3 5/4. And all of them should be approximately 3 5/4 when you get through. Okay, so that's your fold. Now, while you're decorating, it really doesn't matter whether you use the Z fold or the flip fold, or the book fold, whatever you want to call it, like this. I would call that more of a wrap. But when you fold different ways, it's a good idea to come in, because as you see, once I folded that way, I got a little bit out of alignment on that far corner. So what I would do is, before I even start decorating, I really work diligently to try to get my folds where they cooperate like they're supposed to. Okay. On the Z fold, I think I have it just about like I want it, but this is trial and error. And there's no right or wrong way, as long as you get to the end means, as far as I'm concerned, because the way I do something may not be the way you do something. So basically, that's it. That's your pouch done right to start with. You decide whether you want this to be what you see primarily as you're doing your book. When you're opening it, you want to know what background you're going to primarily see. But with this particular fold, you basically see most of the background and the whole thing. So on both sides, because of the way it's turned. So, but that's your next step, is decide which way you want to do your folds. And if you're going to use the Z fold and you want that to be your background, this to be your pocket, you do it that way. If you want this to be your background and this to be your pocket, then you just flip it over. It's real simple to get started. And once you get decorating, you can also make that. Once this folds down, though, that's it. You can't make that decision later. I'm sorry. But you got to make your decision now which way you want to go, what you want to be your base background. For mine, I think we're going to do this one as a kind of a pouch fold out. So my base is going to be pockets with the gingham check, and my background will be my watercolor background. I still got a little bit off right here. I got to try to get that where it's not hanging below, because that is the pocket. So I'm going to come on this edge and refold it just a tiny bit, and make sure. And guys, you'll see me a lot of times use my fingernails. I have very hard fingernails, so I don't reach up and grab my bone folder as often as I probably should. Matter of fact, I don't even see it up here. That's how rare I use it. And my bone folder's not like yours. I use an old chopstick for my bone folder most of the time. So you won't see me use a bone folder that much, but please make sure you have one, because they are almost vital to have in any project that you do. That's a piece of equipment you almost cannot do without. But I think I have adjusted this to the fold that I'm going to be doing, so I'm happy with it. Okay, let's get started. Open it up. All right, let's deal with the pockets first. And excuse me if my head gets in the way. I'm still adjusting to my new camera. I'm not quite got everything like I like it. Okay, we're going to now stabilize these this pocket. For me to save bulk right here, I really, really, really like to take and open it. I can't see it well that side for some reason. I'm going to actually take my ruler and lay it down on my fold here. This is my fold here. So I get my line on my board, and this board comes in handy if you can afford to get you one. You almost will find that it is a lifesaver. I'm going to get my blade. This is my fold line right here. You can't see it, but I can vaguely see it. And I'm going to go ahead and slit my pocket here. And then I'm going to come on this other side, and then I will do it again. Let me get some of my stuff out of the way for a minute, because this is what we're going to be working on to do our tags. Okay. Adjust this next one on the fold here. Bring it up. Put the ruler down on the board. Get the line you're going to cut at, and starting from the flip up fold, I'm going to go right down and cut it. Now, if this doesn't take the bulk out for me, what I will need to do is take a little bit of the paper out. But it did that, took the bulk out there. I need to put those pockets down. There's no bulk there. And I don't have really much bulk there. Okay, so I'm not going to come in, but if, oh yeah, we did. All right, there's what I'm talking about. I hope you can see where it's been up. So what we'll do with this one is we'll come back in with the ruler, and we will cut out just a little, another smidget this way. You see, let me get my paper straight. I am particular about how straight everything gets. That's just me. If you can eyeball it, that's fine, but I'm going to come right in here. And the reason that happened, I see now, is I didn't quite cut it on the line, but that's okay. We're going to cut out just a tiny bit more right there. Just a little piece. As you see, tiny, 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 tiny little piece. Okay, and that will take care of any bulk. So just to be safe, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to come in here because I'm seeing it curl just a tiny bit there. Same thing. I'm going to just cut out just the tiniest little piece we can possibly cut out right here. I'm not sure I got any. I think I did. Now I'm still getting a little bit of a roll, so let's try one more time. I sure hope everybody that the fathers out there had a good Father's Day. Or if you're a mother who's also playing the role of father, still hope you had a good day, because you should get to celebrate both. If you have both roles, you should celebrate both holidays, Mother's Day and Father's Day. I hope it was a good one. We got a pretty sunny day here in North Carolina. Great day. Getting my roof redone from a bad hailstorm we had several weeks ago, and didn't even know my roof was damaged till the inspector come out and told us it was. Kind of sad, because our roof was relatively new. Okay, so now we got our pockets prepared. We have one more step to protect our pockets. And this is well, I like to take a piece of as I showed you in another earlier preview, in the preview of the introduction of the Fuchsia Breams package, I told you I print all my background sheets on 110-pound cardstock, and this is part of what the purpose of that is. I am going to come in now and just lay this here. Let's get it up above my name so you can see. I'm just going to lay this here, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut. You don't even have to do an inch, but I am going to do an inch. You can do it in half. Well, let's do a half inch. A half inch is plenty of room. Measure a half inch on your ruler. You put that ruler over so it won't slide. Take your your knife or your scissors. You can draw a line and cut it because this isn't going to be seen anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. And watch them hands because these knives are not forgiving. When they decide to slice whatever's in the way, so always be careful with your knife. I can't say that enough. When I first started crafting, I was scared to death of that knife, and I've learned it's something I just can't do without. Some cutting I cannot do as well with scissors as I can with this. But you cut a strip like this. Then what you're going to do is go on here and measure the top of your thing. Now, the reason that we're doing this particular strip here is to protect the pocket. So as you're folding it, excuse me, not folding, but as you're sliding your tag in and out this pocket when you're using it, you are not getting the edges warped or bent over or messed up. So I've got two done, so I'm going to have to cut one more strip off. Because I cut it the wrong way, didn't I? We'll cut off one more strip. It's not, like I say, it's not going to show, so it's not all that important, but we did a half inch, so let's do it the same way again. And I got all this stuff I could have had prepped, and I started to do that. But the initial fold on this little pouch that we put in, or this little insert we're doing, takes so little time. I thought, it would be nice for people to see actually what is entailed in doing a project from start to finish. And even at that, I will say this: I have done some prep work because I have prepped the things that I'm actually going to put on the tag. I went ahead and made my decision there. There's your 3 pocket tags. I made my decision there. I've already pre-prepped this. I've already pre-cut out these. I've already cut out all this stuff. I've already laid out what I'm going to use, and I've already built this one to make my decision of how something's going to look like. So there is a lot of prep work in doing the video, and then there's a lot of prep work for you, the crafter too, the one that's following this, to get your stuff prepared to do. So, all your printing has to get done ahead of time, so there is a lot of prep work that's already been done, even though I say prep things, there's still a lot to go. All right, let's start next. Now, this is my little handy dandy pen cushion. A lot of people had these years ago. I think the kind of kids don't so much today, I don't think. But anyway, that's what I do with my glue pen now, because I have lost so many of these. My go-to glue is the Barely Art glue. It is very precision type glue. It's got the little point on it. There's also another piece that comes when you buy the glue that's a little bit wider, so if you need larger amounts of glue, you can change your tips. I have been using this glue now for over a year, and prior to using this, I was using tape, and I hate to say it, but unfortunately, a lot of my projects in the North Carolina humidity have broken loose from the tape, and the tape has just, in other words, journals I built a year and a half ago with the tape, I am having to totally rework the ones that's not been sold. I've had no complaints from customers so far. I guess they're gluing them back down themselves if it's doing that, but I've gone to the Barely Art glue. The price of it is reasonable. My shipping through Amazon comes very quickly. So this is my go-to craft glue. So I'll go ahead and say that before people start asking me, because I hear other people say people are always asking them what glue they use. Well, this is what Nana Kay uses. It's the Barely Art glue. Love it. It's just, it dries clear. it grabs hold fast. Now, that is one thing you got to remember. It does grab hold fast. So you don't have much time to slide, slip, and get things where you want it. So anyway, that's that. All right, glue this piece at the very top of your pocket before you glue it down so that you get a good strong edge here so that when the tag is being put in and out, you're not going to ruin the edge of your pocket. If I use a stronger paper, if I had used a 110 for this, I wouldn't even do this step, but I don't use a 110 for my insert simply because the larger your paper is, the thicker your paper is, the thicker your journal is going to continue to be. So my goal when I do these projects is to make sure that I do them as flat as possible with as little bulk as possible, because as you see on this one, this is another reason I decided to fold it as a flip out, the trifold flip out, instead of the Z, because here it seems to be, to me, thinner, and I don't know why. So I don't know why the bulk's different than it is here. But it just seems to me that it bulks up more on the Z fold for me once I got it done. Now, before I got the project finished, it didn't do that. So it really is going to depend on, I guess, what we decorate with. But anyway, that's the purpose of why I did this as the trifold flip out instead of a Z fold. Okay, I'm on my last but not least corner here. Like I say, this is not going to be seen, so it doesn't have to be absolutely beautiful or perfect. And hey, nothing has to be perfect. Let me rephrase that. Nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing has to be perfect. These are handmade items. This is not mass production, factory made items. This is just something that you are doing with the love of your heart. Okay, now I want a pocket here on my front. Yeah, I want a pocket here. Let me make sure. Let me fold it up so I can see where I'm at. Okay, this middle one is my front now. Okay, I think. Yeah, that's my front. So I want my pocket. I want a pocket up there. This is going to be my next page. So I'm going to do a flip up there. Then my next page should have a pocket. The booklet's going to go here, and there'll be a pocket here. So I need to glue this one up. This again is why you have to make a decision on your fold. Okay, just a nice thin line here. Take your bone folder and press hard on that edge just to flatten it out as much as you can. Like I said, I use my fingernails, but because I just have strong ones. I'm blessed with really strong fingernails. Always have been. Thin line here. You want it thin as possible so where your tags are going to fit. I think I measured the tags where you get plenty of room in here. I actually designed this template to actually match this particular fold. So just so you know, I know some people are wondering, why are you making a template on tags? Well, this is it, because the sizes are going to vary on all my projects. So the template is to help you get the tags the right size. But if you're a seasoned if you're a seasoned crafter, you don't need that. That's mostly for the benefit of beginners. So that's the purpose of the templates. But they are a nice addition to have for any project that you might do. Okay, so that pocket's down. Now we got one more pocket, which is here. Let me go back again, make sure I got my back marked. Okay, so I don't have any more hesitation here. I'm going to come in with my pencil, and I'm going to write the word back. Can't see it well with this bright check, but we're going to write back right there so I won't make the mistake of trying to decorate that as we're going. I'm going to flip this over now, and I'm going to glue my last pocket down. And I done that wrong. So, see, error, error, error. So, well, we're going to leave that as a decoration. We're going to come back, and we won't need to strengthen it because you already got strength there. So, Oh, I should have measured this before I actually done the strips on it. But you see, that's part of journaling. You got to be able to recuperate when you make an error. And as Bob Ross, the painter, used to say, it's just a happy accident. No such thing as a error. It's a happy accident. Okay. So we got our pockets established now. This is our bow starting. I have a little bit of trim that I need to do there. And I'm going to take my handy dandy scissors and I'm just going to. You may not can see it, but I can. My old crafter's eye caught that right to start with. So nice and smooth now. All right, what is our next step we are going to do? All right, let's start with our front page, which is, I have got to get this fold going. This is the front page. So front page has a pocket and a decorated tag and a decorated pocket. Okay. Seeing some sliding here. There we go. All right. Now, let's start. We're going to find the tag. I got mine labeled for the front, back, middle, and like I say, I've done some prep work already. This says front pocket tag. So here's the one I pre-prepped. Okay. What I did here was, of course, cut out the size tag I needed out of here. I printed my template on a 110 plain white cardstock. US, that's a US grade. I don't know what size that is in Europe, but it's the 110 in the United States. And I cut out of this template my base, which is on the large tag. You can see the base. I cut this base out first, right here. And I labeled it to what I wanted it to be. Then I went into my extra prints, which I print extras of my pages, and I put my plain white tag on here. I focused on it to try to find out where I wanted, and I cut that back out. I glued it to the back, cut it out, and then I glued it to the tag. So this is actually the tag printed from the template. Now, the reason I didn't go ahead and finish this tag is because I wanted to show you what to do. Next, once I've got the front done, my goal here is, okay, you remember we printed this out of the 110. If you remember or you've seen my other videos, you know this is printed out of the 28-pound regular paper. If you remember, I print the backgrounds out of another 110. So this is a background that I'm going to put on the back. So what you're going to end up with, I'm going to put this on here just like this. Like this. This is how I make my tags. I'm going to glue it down with my Bearly Art glue, my trusty little glue that has not let me down so far. I am so happy with this glue. Thank you, Bearly Art, for doing this for us crafters out here. Okay, I'm going to glue it down in a lot. Then I glue it down to the back. Make sure you glue into the back because we want to print inside to show. I made that mistake many times too, as you see, like I just did over here. Make sure you're gluing the right side to the right side. Okay, now we've got that down. Now, this is a tool I use I don't see other people use. But I used to work in a newspaper, and we always used this to press our wax down on our advertising when we had to do advertising the old-fashioned way, where we had to make each piece and put it onto the paper ourselves to make the print for the press. So there's what I use. Not a bone folder, but this little handy. I can't even think of what this is called, but I've had this also since I've been crafting. Okay, so what that does, it burps my, it really does do a good job of burping, and this is what we call it. This is burping the paper, and what that means is pressing the glue out evenly but low. If there's any excess, it's going to come out, and you can go ahead and wipe it off. And what this does is welds the two sheets of paper together for a very firm hold. Now, what you have here is 3 layers, but you can't tell it now because you have pressed down so hard and you've got a good firm piece of paper here. okay? And you've got a good heavy piece of, a good heavy tag. That's what I like. I like my tags to be firm. I don't like my tags wobbly and floppy. I like them to be strong because the whole purpose of these tags is for people to pull them in and out of these journals, to write on them, to look at them, to hold them. So you have to make these with that in mind. Keep your scrap, don't throw it away, you'll use it again. Maybe not this project, but you will use that scrap up in something, so don't throw your scraps away. Okay, I have cut now along the edge. Once you glue this down like that, it's real easy to take your scissors and cut these edges. Now you can actually, okay, I cut these out of a medium corner punch. I use the, I think it's, I can't pronounce it, Kodamaru or whatever Pro. Anyway, this is one I use. It's got 3 sizes on it. I think I cut this out of a medium, but if you decide you want your tag, you can actually repunch your tags to make sure that you got a nice corner punch there. And that's what I've got now. Everything looks nice and smooth. I do see a little bit of white edge here. I can handle that 2 ways. I can attempt to trim it off with my scissors, which is not hard to do. Or you can actually, when you get ready to stain the edges, if you're going to stain your edges, you can just stain your edges. And I'm still seeing a little, so I think we're going to rely on the stain on this one. Okay, so that's your next step. Oh, well, my next step is to go ahead and punch, I think, my hole. And you already punch the stencil that you use, or the template has the place where the punch, the hole. That's another thing for beginners. It really helps. There's already that there, okay? So that's my next step. All right, now there's one other thing you can do. If you wish, you do not, this is not required because, like I said, you've already got your tag in 3 sections here. So it's good and strong, as you can hear. It's good, strong tag. All right, but for decorative purposes, let's just say you do something. I have a piece of scrap here, and I have my handy dandy circle punch here that makes the little I didn't do it all as I should. Oops, that's embarrassing. Okay. All right, there's my little ring. You can, for decorative purposes or for strength, it depends on how strong you've made your tag. If you follow my instructions, you really are doing this just for decoration purposes because it's not necessary. But I kind of like the look it gives it. And you just cover up your hole with your little ring. That kind of just gives it a real finished look as a tag. Okay. Okay. So that's that. Now I'm going to use my distress ink, and for this particular kit, I matched it with Victorian velvet. These do very well. And then I'm just going to go distress my edges. I'm not crazy about white edges, so I do use my ink to kind of cover those edges. And sometimes I go a little further in to my tag. Sometimes I just stay right on the edge. It just depends on how much design I have and how much white space I have on the tag or whatever I'm working on, journal card, page, whatever I'm working on. Okay, now, in cutting, I did notice that I have just a little bit of a rough edge looking here that's just kind of pointy, and I don't like that. So I grabbed my sanding block, and I just kind of smooth out, and that just took that right off. Now you can use a fingernail file, what is known as what y'all call it, what we call it emery board in America. I don't know what they call it other places, but you got to remember paper is wood, so sanding block is the ideal tool to smooth off edges like this. I find that if I use the sanding block, I don't mess up as bad as if I try to go back and trim with the scissors. So that's that. And then, of course, wherever you sand, you really do need to go back and re-ink just a little. Okay, so the inking's done. So the basic part of this tag is already done. The only thing left is what? You guessed it, a little piece of ribbon. So I'm going to just use a piece of pink ribbon. Somewhere I've got a rhinestone on that one. Pink ribbon. Just cut a little piece. I cut a piece about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut 5 inches. I probably won't quite need 5 inches, but I do cut 5 inches to, okay, 5 inches to make sure I have plenty. And I'm not going to put this in a bow. I'm just going to do a little one knot up here. All right. And this is not double-sided ribbon, so the pattern's only on one side. So I'm going to have to twist this as I tie it. Twist it right here as I'm tying. It's not. I'm twisting. I'm going to take my glue and glue up under the knot like this. And I'm only going to tie one time. And then we'll start pulling. And if you get some on the front, it doesn't matter. Barley art glue dries clear. And with my fingers, as I'm tightening this, right here, I keep pulling up. Okay? Okay. And pull it to the top. Pull it to the top of the tag. Okay? And then if you think it's too long, you can come in and just do a little bit of trimming. Okay, so first tag is done. Strips of paper, get off my board. First tag done. Now, we want to decorate the pocket, and if you want to do any decorating to the background, this is the time, a good time to do that, or you can come back and do that later. We're going to go ahead and decorate the pocket. Now, I've already added that piece on the front, so you didn't need to do it on the back for the shrink. So let's see what we can find over here in our clip art that we want to use on the front here. Something that's going to spread out. That needs to be an upright design, I think. That's upright. This is kind of pretty. Kind of like that. Okay, I kind of like that, but I don't want this piece to flip over. So I'm going to come in here and do the unthinkable and mess up Nana K's artwork and cut a piece of it off. Yep, I like that. Same thing, I like this, but I'm not crazy about this piece here. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to come in and rework this, cut, and pull in 2 pieces aside. Now we got a perfect fit. Okay, so there's that part done. Get our Barley Art glue and let's do it. I don't have a lot of birds already cut out. I don't think in this particular tray of clip art. I'll show you my tray of clip art. This is right here to my left. Of course, I've got this stack here, which was the 4 sheets. That we did of the I wish I had them pre-printed. I got 4 sheets of clip art inside the kit. So Future Dreams kit that comes with the kit. Okay. All right. And then I have this box of clip art that I've done here. There's just loads and loads of other things. Some of it's too big for this book, but just lots of variety here. And so I do always keep a lot of clip art right at my left hand where I'm working so that I can go through and find what I want if I can't find exactly what I want when I started. Okay, so there's that. Let's go with a butterfly. I don't know. I kind of like him. He's pretty. But maybe we need more of a purple. And then that might be getting to be too much purple. And it is. That's too much purple. Kind of like that color. It kind of offsets. Of course, I got a lighter purple here. But still too much purple. All right, that's one bag of butterflies. These are, I think, butterflies that Angela Kerr has a kit of. I think I like the pink. So it's Angela's butterfly today. Thank you, Angela. They're beautiful. They always enhance my artwork. My journals are always so enhanced by your work. Kind of like this little bluish one too. What with the pink? All right, so we're going with Angela's. Now, to give this a little variance, I do actually, I'm there again. I don't like white edges. So this is strictly up to you. This is strictly a artist's taste. You're going to come up with your own taste, just like you're going to come up with the same thing that I'm doing here, and you'll find different ways to do this and different uses that you'll be able to share with people. All right, so let's get the butterfly. Yeah, I need it to stay below the pocket because we don't want it to snag. I think I like it down this bottom corner better. So there's the choice. And see, that's another thing. Replacement before you glue is you just kind of make a decision. It's just a matter of making a decision where you want something. So there's that one. And our first page of our clip fold is done. Okay, page 1 done. Now, do you want anything in that background? Okay, the thing with that would be, and I don't have any right handy, what I could do with that is put a little bit of lace across that top, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm thinking that that's just too bland. I'm thinking I want to girly it up a little. And I think I'm just going to put a piece of lace across my top there. I like that one. Let me see. I don't really like the flower one, so let's don't do that one. I got one other lace handy. If this doesn't work, we'll go back with that original one. I really rather have white because that's what most of my, oh, that's the one I want. Okay, so this one didn't win today. It's going to be this one. So just to dress up the base background of the front page, I'm going to add a piece of lace to the top. Now, on some of the pages, I'm going to do something a little different, but for this particular page on the front, we're going to bypass the step that we're going to go on the inside. Go with this. Okay, and for this particular type of element, when I'm putting it on a project, I use Fabri-Tac. Oh, I think my spout is glued to my glue. That is not good. I've never had that happen before, but I think my glue has glued my top together. Now that shows you how strong it is. Give me just a minute, guys. I apologize, but I have more Fabri-Tac if I can't get it. Ah, got it loose. All right. That was a little scary. I had never had that happen, but I managed to get the little orange tab off. I'll have to clean that out. Okay, then I'm going to come right in here and do a good streak of Fabri-Tac across this top. And again, Fabri-Tac dries clear, but I just find that the Fabri-Tac, I mean, they really are glued. Now, don't get me wrong. It will glue the fabric, but I need time to adjust. And sometimes I can't get that with barely art glue. It dries so rapidly. So this is why I use the Fabri-Tac. But then you got to remember, you got to give it time to dry. So you may have to set, we're not going to because we're doing a video. And I couldn't cut the video off, I need to let it dry. But we're going to actually give this a few minutes to dry. I'm going to come in here and I kind of set my scissors at an angle where the bottom is where I want them, and just kind of cut that off a little. It gives you a nice smooth edge. So there, that's pretty. Don't put your tag, well, yeah, there you go. See, now that decorated it up and didn't leave so much of that space. Now, there is one other thing. I might want to do some kind of saying here. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. I really like that. It is cutting off a lot of the flower, but I still, if my glue hadn't glued it down, I believe I do want to put a saying there, and I think I want it right on that top edge. Okay, also, again, I kind of like to give it a little color. And again, I have to give Angela Kerr credit for this particular tag. I did cut some of it off to fit my needs, but the saying was something that she actually did put together. So thank you again, Angela. You'll find that you can blend a lot of people's style. I don't like it that low. And if I had another one of these butterflies, I would put it below there because I could have done it right in there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if I got another one of this size butterfly. Y'all bear with me. This is, again, part of the design process. I have another one. Unfortunately, it's got a white edge, and I don't want that on this particular thing. But at least it's not out of cardstock. This is printed on just regular basic. It feels like maybe just regular copy paper it's printed on. I don't know what I did. I must have printed these quite a while ago. I was sick for 5 months of this year. So for 5 months, I would get up, feel just good enough to come over to my she shed or my craft shop, whatever y'all call it, where you're at. I come over to my she shed and print pages of stuff. And I'd go home and I'd cut. I did lay in the bed and cut. I contacted in January 28th, I was diagnosed with RSV, which I was keeping my little 2-year-old grandson, or he wasn't quite 2 years at the time. Okay, that's going to work. That's how tight the Barely Art glue goes. That shows you that. I'm going to come back and do it this way. I'm going to put this here. I like it better there. And then the wing's going to come into there, and it kind of doesn't look so out of place, but I want a little saying on the front. So that's our next step. Anyway, what I was saying, I was sick from January 28th to almost the end of May. I first contacted RSV. We thought I had COVID, but when we got to the hospital, it was RSV, and I really did nearly die. I quit. My oxygen got so low, I passed out here at home. I thought my husband sure thought I was a goner. I woke up in the ambulance, and they were giving me some kind of injections as hard as they could. I think it was Buterol or something, something to add to my Buterol. I couldn't get oxygen. But anyway, stayed in the hospital a while. My kidneys then decided they wanted to try to fail on me, so they had to go through that routine of trying to figure out what was causing my kidneys to fail. And then I come home, thought I got better, antibiotics quit, and then I got bronchitis and it went in pneumonia. So that was the cycle from January until end of May with me this year. And the bad thing is, guys, I had so much planned to do. I planned on making this whole year the year gnomes for me. I was going to do gnomes, and I'm 5 months behind now. So you know what? I've decided, you know what? I'm not going to let it worry. Oh, devil, I'm going to go right on and just catch up to what I can. And what I can't do, we won't get done this year. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Nana Kay. It just, it means a lot to me. And I hope that if you're new here, even though I'm still a little rusty at what I'm doing, you'll just overlook the fact that I'm an old lady and I'm, slow to catch up with things and slow to do things. But I like being here with you and like showing you my work. But there we go. Now that just enhanced that so lovely to me. Just those 2 little extra steps. So there you have your front part done. Can I have a slower drink if y'all don't mind? Good old ginger ale this morning. Yeah, that's good. And then my roofers aren't making too much noise. I thought they'd be making a lot of noise, so we're doing okay. I still haven't got this to lay down as flat as I want it, so every once in a while I'll be tugging on these bows. But if this keeps on and you can't get your bow to lay down, the thing to do with this would be to take something heavy, lay it down, and then take something heavy to set on it. It might not even be a bad idea to put more glue there and then just lay something heavy on it and let it dry. So bear with me as I tug along on these. And bear with me when I go into the spiel about my personal life. I really try not to do that on my videos. But anyway, I gave you a little rundown of why I'm so behind this year. All right, next we're going to look, we're going to do a little flip up. Okay, that's going to go on this page here. That's a mighty bright page too. So we may have to do some additional decorating to tone this down. Now I have some options again. Since we started with the lace, we could go with the lace, but that's going to add a lot of bulk. If we did every page, if we did lace on every page, it's going to add a serious amount of bulk to the book. So what I did on this one is I added corner tabs. So that may be what I do to tone down. So we are. On this one, I have corner tabs and I don't need it to flip around the page. So this one we're going to cut in half. And we're going to glue this at the top corner. And I do think my corner tabs may be in the kit. If they're not, I will go back and add them in, because on my pre-prep journal, as you see on the pre-prep journals, I'll add the one. As you see on the pre-prep journal video, you'll see where we use the corner protector tabs on the actual journal page itself. And see, now I've just picked that up and notice that there's a little edges I got to sand down. But on the pre-preps, this is what those were for. On this, they're just kind of a decoration, little corner tab. Because this kind of looks like a photo, I think it's kind of proper. It's just kind of got photo type elements on the page with it. Glue it down. And try to get it right in that corner. Sometimes that's not easy to do. And the good old berry glue grabs quick, so you got to work quick. And I am going to do it top and bottom. Let's see if I got another one already prepped. I do. Got one more prepped. Okay, so we're going to add the corner tabs to this page. It's a nice little frame here. I have to try to make sure every once in a while I have to look up at my monitor to make sure that I'm in frame. I am the world's worth of sticking my old gray head in here, and let's see, then not being in frame. But I did, it has taken me forever. I got a brand new on camera and love it. I went to Best Buy because my other one just, for some reason, everything just seemed fuzzy and I wasn't happy with it. And I'm sure it was me not being able to adjust it properly or something. But anyway, I just broke bad and bought another one. And I asked the guy, I said, I need to give me one that does autofocus and helps me out a little bit because I'm not good at adjusting stuff myself. And this is what I've ended up with. And I'm really, so far, am very pleased with this. So Logitech, I think. I really am happy with my camera. Okay, so now we've got the corners prepped for the next page. And we're going to do the flip fold. This is the flip fold on this one, or the flip up. So, where is my flip up prep work here? Gotta be here somewhere. But I know I prepped everything yesterday. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm not going to stitch this one. On this one, I had all that time on my hands and I stitched it. And I do have something called Stitch'ems that I will introduce a little bit later to you guys. If I had a set of them here, I would show you. But I'm actually, for people who want the look of the stitches, don't have them, I'm actually designing something so you can get the look without actually having to go to a machine and do the stitching. Okay, let me just pull this off gently. That paper clip's a little old and I'm afraid it might stain my paper. Okay, same thing here. I went in and measured out what size I wanted and cut it out of one of my background sheets. This is not going to be quite as thick as the tag because we're going to be missing one 110 piece. But if you wanted it thick, you would need to cut two of these out and glue them together first. But I didn't. I'm just going to go with this. And then I went into my extra sheets that I had, like this. I print a whole lot of extra sheets of my journal pages, and I lay them aside so that I can use them to cut out journal cards and things. I make my own. Now, there are some pre-made in the kit, but you're going to get to the point where there's never enough. So I made extras here. So we're going to go into here and just glue that back on. And I didn't realize it, but we're almost into an hour of this video. I'll go a little bit longer, But we may have to do this video in 2 parts. As bad as I hate it, I may have to. I may have to do it in 2 parts. I'll have to go look and see if there's other people that have really long videos. But anyway, go here. Again, my handy dandy spatula or tool or whatever you call this thing. Please forgive me for not knowing it. I don't know because I don't use it for the purpose it is usually used for. Okay, again, I have white showing here on the back. Don't like that. So what we're going to do is, it's probably safer bet to put it here. Measure it. And cut a little rule. Now I know why so many artists that do these videos have their tags in already, because this does take a lot of time. But we're going to go on with it. I mean, it's a project, and it's only fair to tell you that it takes time. The stuff does not go overnight. So when you see the prices you see for this stuff for sale on Etsy, you will understand. This is why. The time, the love that's put into building something of this nature is a lot. It's a lot of time. I put a lot of effort, a lot of energy. I put a lot of time in. And even the time that you're actually seeing on the video is not all the time that's involved. When I get through with this project at this point, and I want to sell this journal, when I get through and want to sell this journal, then I have to go into Etsy and prep my Etsy site to get it onto the Etsy for sale. So that takes a lot of time. So if you're not a crafter and you've seen this stuff on Etsy and you think, oh, wow, man, that stuff's expensive. It is not when you consider the time that the artist has put in, and to also consider the fact that you are getting a piece of artwork. Every one of us on this are classed under as artists. I am a paper artist. I am a paper crafter, paper artist. I don't even say paper crafter most of the time. I am a paper artist. I reform papers. Not only do I do what you see here, I actually make greeting cards. I do, I make candles, and on my candles, I do what they call an old-fashioned Japanese, I think it's a Japanese art called quilling. I think it was from China or no, Japanese, I believe. I have to go look. I'm not quite sure on that, but now here I'm staining a little bit around the inside, but that's another option how you do that. Okay, basically my flip card is ready to go. Now this is going to be being utilized a lot. If you wanted to go to your machine and stitch, you can go do that. That would be the time to do that. Make it really pretty. I think I'm actually, no, I was thinking I was going to round the corners, but I'm not. We're going to go with it just like this. So what I have to do now is I have to make me a piece to attach it to my thing. I should have left this a little longer to make the flip up, and I thought I had, but I guess I didn't. But what we're going to do now is we're going to attach a piece here to make it a flip up. And I'm a little aggravated with myself because I didn't do that. So let's go get this done right the first time. We should have done it right the first time. But there again, there is no failure here. You just go back and redo what you messed up on. Okay, we're going to make it an inch. I'm going to cut it off an inch. Make sure everything is straight. Cut it at an inch. Okay. Set that scrap aside. I'm going to come back to this. We're going to glue. Oh, first thing I need to do is I want to take my bone folder and this in half. I get a half fold there. Okay, that was my first step. And I use an old chopstick as my bone folder. Okay, you fold this down. Okay. Make sure you put it in the right side. Right side. Let's kill this white line here. I want the white line. I'm going to glue this here. Okay. And put it on. And like I say, I should have left this piece this much longer and done this in one piece. But you know what? A lot of times you may have grabbed a card that was already done. So this really tells you how you can utilize that card. Okay, now this is going to actually attach into here. Okay. And you want to center it. Get it right where you want it. And I think that's about where I want it. And it looks a little crooked, but we're going to go with it. It's just slightly off. I don't see it down here being slightly off, but let's measure and make sure. It is. No, I don't know why it looks that way. Maybe that my check's a little slanted. Okay, anyway, let's get this project moving because I know you don't want to be here all day. All right. Go right into here. Head in the way. Sorry. Okay, slide it up. Center it. Okay. Okay. All right. There's your flip up. Okay. There's your flip up. All right, underneath the flip up. Oh, we got a little bit of glue there. Let that dry real quick. I'll find it with berry glue. If you'll rub it like this, it'll go ahead and dry out real quick. Okay, under this one, we put just another decorative piece, another decorative card. I don't have one, so I'm going to just use a pretty decorative piece of clip art with a saying, okay? But I got to make sure that it's not going to come below what we're doing, okay? So I may trim this out a little more because this one's already got, I may not have to do anything. We're going to trim it just a tiny bit, I think. Now, if I cut that off. Yeah, I'm going to trim this just a tiny bit. I think I may have a second one. Let me see. He would go out the side. So I want that one. Let me see what other gnome we got in this clip art, y'all. Bear with me. I know time is ticking away, but, you know, art takes time. Art just takes time. Okay. All right, I'm going to go with the original plan and just trim this out just a little bit more. I'm going to cut a little closer here to kill out the edges and some of that tall flowers here. I don't think it's going to hurt the design much. Take out those tallest ones. As you see, that's the tallest ones I took out. And I'm just going to do it all the way around so it doesn't make it imbalanced. Okay, you really can't even tell anything got cut from that. Okay, now I'm going to glue it right here. And when you flip this up, my sayings are there. This saying says, at gnome in the garden, at home in the garden. But it says gnome because this is a gnome-themed book. That is perfect to be in there. Okay, now another thing is you don't even have to do this. You don't even have to put anything under this. You could actually put just a piece of white paper for somebody to journal on. It really depends on what you're doing your book for. This is just decorative for me. But you could have done that with that. Just had a white piece of paper under there, and that would have been a journaling spot. There's still journaling space here. Okay, so that page is now done. If you come back later, you want to add some kind of like a stamp here or just a small little design. We could add a butterfly on top. I keep wanting to use this yellow butterfly. No, she definitely doesn't match that one. Little butterfly, little bird. This little green, for some reason I like that little green wing I'm seeing. I'm seeing this cute little green wing up here. She really stands out. And it looks like all my butterflies in here are just way too big for what I want. Where are all my little butterflies? I don't have any. Oh, there's one. I found one I want. The color is right and the size is right. That's scrambling through my clip art. There we go. Pretty little purple butterfly. I am going to use her on here. And she's so tiny, I'm not going to worry about her white space on the edges. Okay. All right. That page for now is done. Now you can always come back later and do extra stuff to it. That's up to you. All right. Our next page, we're going to go ahead and do this one, and we'll worry about our centers later. Okay. Oh, no, I do want to go. You know what? I do want to go here. Hold on, please. Somebody's coming in. Sorry, I had to take a short break on one of the inspectors was here about the damage on our house. I apologize. So we'll go on from here. I make this part 2 of this video. So I do apologize that I had to stop for a minute. Okay, let's go on. We're going to get this middle. I do want to get tell you how to do this little book that we did in the center. It's real simple. I've already got it pre-prepped. What I had done is I had taken some of my die cut papers. This is copy stained or stained papers. And I had, I think I put, what was it, 4 sheets together, folded them over, and then I just cut them in sections, the width I needed. And these are 2.5 inches wide. So I just cut them that way already, pre-cut, 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Is what I made a book. I've made several of these, and I got them on hand to make these little flip books that I put inside of my journals. So this is a real simple task. Okay, and I've got to remember on this one, though, to actually remember to leave this flat. Well, I've already got it folded, so at least I remembered on this one to do it properly. Okay, so here's the task. First of all, I'm going to take this little picture here, and I'm going to glue this to I'm going to trim, look, where the white is, the safest method not to pick up this white. The safest method not to pick the white up when you're trying to use printed sheets is to get rid of the white. That's your safest method. That's just common sense tells you that. Okay, now we're going to kind of look at what we're going to get. So what we're going to end up getting all the little girl name if we go right there like that. And it's going to cut off about right there. But we only need, it's going to go just below her feet, it looks like. I think we're going to go with that. That's the easiest method. So we're going to turn this over like this and glue. And I'm just going to glue the top part because I can always add. I'm just going to glue a little bit at the top here. Let's move this out of the way while we make the book. I can always glue a little bit right here and then just add more glue. But let's get it in place first. Let me make sure I'm in frame good. I am so sorry. I am really out of my whack right now having to go talk to the insurance adjuster. They are so tough sometimes. Then talking to contractors. It's been a month of chaos with this house. It was a terrible hailstorm. Really was a little tornado come through, but it had hail. They call it some kind of a burst, but it was a tornado because my husband and I sat through it. We know what was happening. All right, then you can just go underneath and finish gluing. Like I say, it's only going to glue down to about her feet. So you really just kind of want the edges to make sure they're tight. And okay, so I think that's big enough. I hope that's got what I wanted. So I need to take my papers and see. Yep. We're going to end up cutting it off right about here. So I'll take my trusty little pencil and I'm going to make it just a little bit longer than my thing. Okay. So we're going to lay this down here. Where my pencil mark is, it's right on this line. Take my ruler. Make sure the edge is straight here. Take the ruler and my handy dandy blade. And let's press the ruler. Watch the fingers. Like I say, these blades have no mercy. Okay, cut this off, lay aside. You don't want to throw your scraps away. You might can use them for something. At the end of your project, if you don't want it, that's fine. Okay, we got that. And now we're going to go in and trim this excess off on this side since we already have this base done. I hope that was explanatory enough that you understood that, because I really had pre-prepped the base cut out of a 110-pound cardstock. And it is, like I said, it's 2 3/4 wide. I got a little bit of white sticking out right here, showing it. I don't like that, so I am going to try with my scissors to trim it. If I can, I'm going to go use my sanding block. And it didn't trim as nicely as I want, so that sanding block works really well. People would be amazed at how much this little sanding block comes in handy. Okay, knock the dust off. We got the cover about done. Before I put the guts in, I do want to, I'm getting too much on my desk on it, people, I'm sorry. Let's fold this backward. We're just with each project we're working on showing. Okay, before I glue this down, and notice that this back looks white, but that's going to glue down. So this is what you're going to see on the inside of your book. It's a pretty pink side. I'm going to go ahead and ink up the edges of my little pamphlet that I'm making. This is a beautiful journaling spot. You can write a lot of things, but you can even use that booklet that we're getting ready to put in here and put photos in that with little notes and tags on it. Okay? I want to kind of do a little bit on this inside, not much because it's already so pink. You're not going to notice it, but I just want to make sure we don't have any white showing to distract from it. Okay? All right, so then the next step here is to place this on your sheet where you want it. Okay, I'm going to want it right there. And to me, I've got, again, too plain. It's just too plain. So, again, I'm going to come in, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my corner tabs, and I'm going to decorate my page up just a tiny bit. Like this. I'm going to use corner tabs. I didn't cut that one real well. Okay. The comments below if these videos, if this is too long of a training tutorial for you guys, please comment. Let me know. Let me know about what length works for you guys, because this is a large project. It's not a small one, and if I need to break it up in 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, I can start doing that from now on. So we need to do one more. This is my tab that I've cut. I don't have any more ink, so I am going to have to ink one on camera right quick here. But I just fold them in half like this, and just lightly ink them. Okay. I've got to cut that one in half. The bottom. That really kind of takes up some of that space. It makes it look so. I'm not going to tear it. I don't want a rough edge. I want a scissor edge. You can always add more ink if we need it. Okay. Here. Okay. All right, now let's see how that looks. For some reason, that just makes it look a lot more finished to me. So that's done. Okay, and if you have little flat rhinestones or something you can put in there, that's another little thing you can do to decorate. I don't think I have any flat ones. Buttons. 4 buttons in the corners will be pretty. A lot of different things you can do to add on. I'm not going to do it for the sake of the length of this video. Okay, next we're going to go in here. How did I put that in? I cannot remember. I think I stitched it. Yep. For the sake of the video, I am not going to try to stitch this, but that is what I did with this. With this, I went in and I stitched it. We'll have a couple of needle thread here. And I don't have it right handy, so we are not going to try to do it. But what you can do, what you do is you just go stitch those in. You can see the stitch on this one. Get it in the camera. Okay, there's a stitch. It was just a three hole punch stitch here, and then it's going to be glued in right there. So just for now, we're going to go ahead and glue our piece. No, we're not. It's too hard to do. Okay, but anyway. We'll paper clip it in and we'll stitch it later. But anyway, that gives you the idea of what goes there. That's your middle one. Okay, the only thing you have left to do now is decorate these 2 pages. And we're going to do that. And then we'll just grab some tags that we've already done to finish off the video. Because I'm not going to sit here and try to decorate the rest of these tags with this video. Okay, what you're going to need now is you need 2 more tags. And you need your large tag that's going to go in the back here. Let's decorate these last 2 pages. Let's find something really cute to go on them. Oh, I like this spray. It spreads out. It's cute. And let's find a word tag to go on it. Happiness is to hold flowers in both hands. I kind of like that. So we're going to go with that on this pocket. Glue down. This Barely Art glue is just really, really, really wonderful. Can't stress it enough. And I forgot to ink the sides, but that's okay. You don't have to ink. This is a Japanese proverb. Okay. And put that right about there. So that's done. And put a tag in it. And that's done. There again, since we've already done this tab and this tab, I'm going to stick with it on this whole inside. Because this folds out to the whole inside, so we're going to do the tabs, the page tabs all the way around, just for decorative purposes. But it does also, does protect the corners of these. Well, I hate that I got interrupted because I just cannot seem to get in the groove. I apologize, guys, if I'm not really being explicit. But really, you already know how to do the tags. If you wanted to make more tags, what we may do is do another video just making tags. It's prep work. Matter of fact, I'm almost sure that's what I'm going to do. Okay, making sure you get in the corner. There again, you don't have much time with the Barely Arts glue to get these straight. So work as fast as you can without goofing. That's an old word, isn't it, goofing? I hadn't said that in many years. Oh my goodness. Okay. And this page, work quickly. Okay. I'm not going to do anything to the pocket at the bottom, but we're going to, while we're in the process of putting these on, we're going to go ahead and do one on this page. And like I said, if you don't have corner tabs, you want to do something else, you can put a rhinestone. There's a lot of different items that can go in that corner. Let me get some more ink on my pad here. It doesn't want to be nice to me. Gotta get the back side. All righty, man. this corner. And this corner. I keep hearing the hammer, and I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I am really amazed at that roofing company. At the very start of this video, they had just got up on the roof and was tearing the shingles off, and they are almost now on the process of putting my new shingles on. They've already got the under barrier. I mean, this company is just working fast. Okay, we're going to decorate. I think this is our last one. Let me double check and make sure. Yep, we're getting ready to decorate our last one. This tag goes in here. Okay, our back page we're not going to decorate. That's what's going to go down. And what do we want here? It would be kind of nice to have a gnome, because this is the theme of our book, to have a gnome somewhere in here, even if we have to cut his little hat off. But really, we can actually, his hat can curl across there. I think I'm going to go with that. I like that, okay. I'm gonna be able to put a sage here. So I've got to figure out, that butterfly's pretty. The color is really off a little, but the yellow would be all right, I think. Oh, this fancy blue is real fancy. This is a butterfly. I think this butterfly was cut out of a kit I had. This one's too big. Okay, let's just forget the butterfly for this minute. Slide him over this way, I think, and find a saying. Flowers are like friends. They bring color to your world. I kind of like that, but where to put it is the question, where it will fit. So these things are, I know, aggravating and they're time consuming. Nurture your soul with the sounds of nature. I like that one. That one's a little big. This, I don't like that because I may not be able to find a butterfly. It's the little things. That's kind of cute. I think this is an Angela Kerr saying, so I'm giving her credit for it. I don't know if it's her saying or not, but it says it's the little things. I would like that on here, but I really want to find me a butterfly. So bear with me. I know sometimes, I don't know if this bores you to death or not. Like I say, you just have to write me a comment, because I am still developing my technique for videos, and there's always room for improvement. So if I'm driving you crazy with my indecisions at times, or rambling through my clip art too much, let me know, because it is my goal to make it work. You're happy with it. Oh, I like that. Even if it is yellow, I like that. Okay, it's the little things. Okay, so let's tone up this with a little bit of color. Stay in the frame, Miss Nana. Okay, there we go there. So we got that done. And he's got a lot of white around his hat. I really would like to tone that up just a little. It's not completely going to be gone, but tone it up a little. Just tone him up just a little to make him really stand out on that pocket. There you go. It's not perfect, but it's good. And then my butterfly, definitely want to put a little of the color around its wings. I could have gone with the photo color, the brown, but I usually try to stick with one color. Once I choose a color for a theme for a book, I try to stick to that. Excuse me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue this little fella down and see how this looks. Okay. I'm going to slide his little hat where that little cutout was. Oops. That berry hooked on me real quick. Berry glue got me. There we go. Down a little. You don't want that to glue down, though, so you need to wipe the glue off the back of it. All right, just bring it back over. Bring him on down, and we can just trim him off. He definitely wants hat. We can trim some of him off here. Okay. Okay, there we go. He's down. We want this down in the corner. It's a little thing, so we want that in that corner. It's the little things. It's the little things. Okay, and then my butterfly. All right, there that goes. All right, so now I need to trim up the backside here. Trim off the excess, no problem. All done. And let's see if we can find a tag to slide in there. Okay, there it is. Okay. Wish I had a staple gun that would do this, but right now I'm going to do this. Now bear with me. Now I'm just going to put a paper clip on it. Okay. Yep, you can sew it later. Okay. Tack it down for the sake of the video. Excuse me, I didn't just put my head in again. For the video, we're going to take it down for just a minute just so we can go directly through. Okay. All right, there is our project for today. Double page trifold. Okay, so our double page, you started with a page printed on both sides. This was a double. Trifold, this is because it's a three-folded mini folio, okay? And we're going to put that, where are we? There's the say on that pretty purple page, and we marked it. So we're going to put that on this page right here that we marked. And it'll go right there on that page. And that is our third project for the book completed for this particular one. And there again, remember, the big unique thing about this one was you can either fold it this way or you can Z-fold it. And to me, this one is just folded. It's popping up too tall on the Z-fold. So I think the book's doing that. If you didn't have a book inside this, it would be great as a Z-fold. The book's making it really thick. So I'm going to do it this way. Excuse me. Another thing, you can actually put a Velcro tab here if you want to make it stick down. But that's our project for today. I appreciate you bearing with me. I'm sorry that I had to put the video on hold, and then it took so long that the computer decided to cut it off, and I apologize. So I had to do a second one. I won't know till I start doing the edit on it how bad it is. So anyway, it is what it is. I hope I don't have to do it over because I am so particular sometimes. But this is Nana Kay, going to sign off for today. Have a great Monday, rest of your Monday. And we'll be back on Tuesday. And I'm not even sure what project we're going to do, but we may just go ahead and prep some tags on Tuesday. So do a different bunch of tags and maybe some different ephemera to go inside of our next project. Again, have a blessed day, and thank you for visiting my channel, and I hope you will subscribe below. Have a great day.